Yes, everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a very long time since I uploaded a video onto this channel. If you do remember, in November I had this car, Toyota Corrola 2020 version hybrid, and I made a video about the consumption of this vehicle, which was giving me about 65 miles to the gallon, which was amazing. It's actually still very amazing, but I've since realized there are other cars that are giving better mileage, but 1.6 petrol combined with the electric motor giving you anything more than 50 miles, is very, very good, especially if you use it for commercial purposes. That was a telephone call from my wife there. I had to end the call because I'm in the process of doing this video. Sorry about that. I will call her later. But before we take it further, before we go any further, please like this video, subscribe and share so we can grow this family together. This is an in-depth tour of this Toyota Corrola 2020. The minute I've done, if you can see there, so yeah, if you can see there, it's done 21,383. Last time I spoke to you some months back, it was a little over 1,000 miles. I had this in November 2019, and this is today's the 30th of July 2020. Ooh, that's a lot of miles. That's a lot of miles right there. Yeah. So yeah, this is a beautiful car. This is a very, very beautiful car. If you look at the infotainment, it hasn't got much in it, but it's still smooth. That's all the things that you want it to do. If you want to check the battery power, the consumption, all the data is right there. Trip information, how far you travel, the mileage, and miles per gallon and everything is right there for you when you need it. This vehicle is installed with a level 1 or category 1 automation, where this car can basically drive itself a little bit. If you look on the steering wheel here, it's got the lane departure assist there. It's got the adaptive cruise control there, and that is what is called the category 1 autonomous driving vehicle, where you can set it. The car can monitor the environment, the surroundings, and adapt to the speed of the road. So for instance, if there's a car in front of you, it would be able to identify a car as being ahead of you, and when that car slows down, it will slow down with it, and when it pulls up, it will pull to a stop with it. If you continue to accelerate, it will accelerate according to the speed that the speed limit you've set to, or according to the speed of the vehicle in front of you, if it's not exceeding the maximum speed that you've set the vehicle to, which is very, very handy. This one will not change lanes. It cannot change lanes, but as long as there's a white markings on there, if you look on the dashboard, I don't know if you can really see it, there are 2 white lines like next to the clock on the right. 2 white lines. If you see, those white lines are actually solid white. It means it has identified the lanes, and if you leave the steering wheel, the car will continue driving in a straight line until there's no white line, then it will beep. The other thing is, for safety purposes, you can't leave the steering wheel for too long. It will alert you to take control, to hold the steering, but you won't take charge of any of the controls. Just hold the steering and the vehicle will go, and you will be safe. It will not crash. As I said, if the car in front of you stops, this will stop as well. And if it stops too quickly and it needs you to stop, it will give you a warning. A red blinker will come on the dashboard and it will beep to show you that there's going to be a collision, and you can stop at that point, which is very, very handy. That one, the adaptive cruise control, I like it. It's still got the standard cruise control where you set the speed to a certain speed limit and it will just go according to that. That's the dumb one where it will just take you 70, whether there's a car in front of you or anything and the obstacle, it will still go at that speed until you brake or stop it. That's the standard cruise control that comes with most cars. But the category 1 is the adaptive cruise control, which is very, very great. If you look up here, there's that panic button over there, which connects directly to Toyota's contact center for emergency services. So for instance, if you're driving and you're involved in a collision, a very serious collision, it's got sensors which can determine the amount of damage to the vehicle. If you are unresponsive, if you don't use it for a while, it will actually dial through to the contact center. That's a bit of a Tesla for you there, isn't it? Yeah, it will dial through to the contact center or send the location information to the contact center, and they might be able to do something for you. Nonetheless, if you press and hold it, you don't just press it for safety purposes. If you've got children in the car, they could just press it and it'll go straight to them. So for you to be able to activate that, you need to press and hold until you see the light next to the green one there. There's another light there. It will come on and then it will connect you through. Then you could speak to the agents or whoever it gets in touch with. To stop it, you just press it one more time and that is it. It will stop. Also, if you look on here, pardon my messy car, if you look on here, it's got a button where you can change to EV. If you look on the dashboard, if you press it, it says EV unavailable, hybrid battery low. Remember when we went there, look at that, it's doing 68.3 miles to the gallon. That's amazing, isn't it? If you go back to the home and you look at the energy, it tells you the battery is low. So when you put it on EV mode, it will not work. But if the battery is charged enough, if you put on the EV mode, it will be in EV until the battery runs out, or until you go more than 30 miles and above. Then it will cut it. The engine just kicked in because it realized the battery is going too low. So you can look at it there. Engine is charging, power coming into the battery right there. It's going into the battery, it's charging the battery, so to get some energy on the go. Next to the EV button is your mode selector. So we've got sports, normal and eco. So if you put it on sports there, it changes to sport. If you bring it back, it changes to normal and then to eco. I prefer it in normal. Eco is too sluggish. Normal is just fine for me. But when you're on the motorway and you want to drive quickly or accelerate very quickly, when you put it on sports, it's got the poke. I tell you what, it goes like you got a normal not a hybrid car. It just goes. And when it goes, it doesn't affect the fuel consumption too much, because the engine goes together with the electric motor. So the electric motor gives the engine a bit of help, and that's what gives it that torque, that pokiness. So yeah, that's great. Door bins, not too big, but big enough to take a 500 liter bottle. There's another one there, and it's got two cup holders in the middle here. Very messy. That's my Bluetooth. When I'm not in the car, I can just connect the phone to my ear. It's got a storage bin, all my rubbish and stuff in there. And in the back, got another small space in there for a bottle, very small bottle. It's in all, it's a wonderful car. It's a beautiful car. You can't go wrong with it, especially if you're using it for commercial purposes, as I am doing. On the door side, driver side, you got a lock, unlock, lock, unlock, windows lock, and power control buttons on the side. And on the other, you just got one, same round everywhere. But sad to say, in as much as I've enjoyed this car so much, I have decided to take this car back. I have decided to take the car in. It's on a 4-year contract where I can actually own the car after 4 years. But looking at how much it's costing in terms of the contract, and the good thing about my contract is there's a no obligation return. So I can return the vehicle anytime. The only thing is I would have lost the money I've paid towards it. I will show you the statement, because I've already requested, I've told them, I've given notice that I'm returning the vehicle. I've got myself Mercedes C-Class 220 CDI. I will be reviewing that a bit later, but I'll show you on this video later on the statement which shows at the end of four years I would have paid half of a mortgage for this car, which is really not worth it. It's not financially viable. So since it's got an option of no obligation return, I got no commitment to say I have to pay the whole amount. So I'm fine. I've had it long enough, and I'm happy to return it. So yeah, look out for that statement. It's going to show at the end of it, and look at all the payments. And if the one to look out for is the interest and the final amount, interest and final amount that would have been paid at the end of 4 years. It is huge, big money, half of a mortgage. Or if you go buying a house from auction or to refurb and live in it, probably would be a decent amount of money to buy a house straight off to refurb and live in. So yeah, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to follow that line anymore. So sadly to say, this Toyota is going to go back after the 13th of August. But until then, I'm still going to enjoy it. I'm still going to have fun with it and see how it goes. So yeah, like this video, subscribe and share. If you have any comments, just say it, but please, no insults. I'm only an amateur just trying to share information about this car that I've got. Let's make this community healthy and clean. If you got any advice, yeah, don't hesitate. Just put it down in the comments. If you want me to do anything to get this channel better, or to improve it, just put it in the comment. If you want to send me an email as well, yeah, that's fine. You're welcome to go ahead and send me an email. Yeah, so that's the end of this video. Hope to catch you again next time. I've got another video, a very good video about my wife's Honda Civic. I've managed to solve a problem on the jerky semi-automatic gearbox. So watch out for that video coming out soon, and I will also be reviewing the Mercedes C220 CDI blue efficiency. I will be doing that pretty shortly as well. So until then, ciao, see you, bye.